Hello and welcome to the tutorial for how to use my PhotoPicker tool. I've pretty much just made it to have photos load more quickly and make it easier to sort through them after your photo shoot. So I'm going to go through the workflow that I usually have. Should help you understand how to use the tool and why I made it in the first place. So we'll get right into it. Just go ahead and click this top link here. It will start a download for the zip file. The whole project will be in there. I have already done that, so we'll open that up here. So here's the zip file that I downloaded. I just hit extract all, and I got this folder. I renamed it. You can put it anywhere you want. I would keep it probably in the folder that I use to keep all my pictures, because that way I know where it is. I'm already in that place, but for now it's right here. Go ahead and go into that folder and see there's just two things. They need to stay together, but you'll click on the application here to open it. So this is what the main dashboard looks like. Up here, step one is the main reason I made it. We'll get into that in a bit, but first I'm going to walk you through the whole process from start to finish of, when I finish a photo shoot, what I would do, how I organize things. So what we'll do first, we'll go to the SD card that I just plugged in. Here we go. So this is where, my camera will store all the files. We got RAW files in here. We also got JPEGs down there. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second, but first let's get if I can open this. All right, we'll close this. We already opened the application. So this empty folder is where I'm going to want to drag everything from the SD card over here. I'll do that now. Hit Control A. Just start that. It'll take a while to load because my computer's kind of old. Um, but this is, so this is the place on my computer where I'm going to be organizing the photos. Um, one thing you could do, I'll give you an example. I won't actually uh, run the thing, but some of these tools down here are just to make life a little easier. If you don't trust your computer, I do, but if you don't, or if you just like to double check stuff, you can do this verify copy. So if I wanted to use that, I would take the file path from the SD card, throw it in there, and I would take the file path that the pictures are going to, throw that in there. Then I could click run. Another way to get this file path, if you don't already have these open, is to use the browse button. I think it's a little easier just to paste in the file path because I'm already looking at it. You can do it either way. The only downside of using this browse button is if there are images in the folder like this, you won't actually see them. So when you're doing it like this, you won't see the stuff in the folders. But there is stuff there, even if you can't see it. So I think this is done now. I won't do the verify copy, but I think we can go ahead and close the SD card here. We're pretty much just going to be working in this folder now. And you'll notice you have a mix of RAW and JPEG files. And importantly, they have the same names. So that's going to be really important for step two. I would recommend not renaming anything until you're totally done with it. Step one here only works with JPEGs. Um, so what I'm going to do, you don't have to do this, but what I'm going to do is split up all the photos in here into two different folders, one with the RAW files, one with the JPEGs. And that runs nice and quick. So we'll go into the JPEG folder. You know what, actually, what I'm going to do first? You can make a new folder anywhere you want, but I'm going to be sorting through the JPEGs and picking out the ones I like. Let's say what I'm sorting for, I want to find really overexposed photos for some reason. So we'll be going through the JPEGs and finding overexposed photos. Sorry, let me go back there. I'm going to take this file path, go into pick photos, and I'm going to say this is where I want to be storing all my overexposed pictures. Then we're going to go back to the JPEG folder. This has all the images from the photo shoot, and I'm just going to click run. So this is going to open a new window, and again, this one is pretty much why I made this whole thing in the first place. You probably can't see it as well as I can. The recording software is probably a little slower, but it will load the next photo before you click the arrow key, so you can flip through them really quickly, compared to at least how my computer would do it, opening it up in like the Windows preview. So right off the bat, we got ourselves an overexposed photo. We want to save that. We use space to do that, or F or K. There's a little instruction thing down here. So we'll hit space, and that'll flag it, and then just move on to the next picture, just to keep things going pretty quick. That's nice and overexposed. Hit space on that. And if you're not sure if you actually did flag it, you can go back with the left arrow, and you can see it's green at the bottom there. So you know that's flagged. And if you actually change your mind, you hit U. That'll just unflag it and keep going. Oh, that's great. Cool. So now we've got a few overexposed images like we wanted. I think we're good with sorting these for now. I'm going to hit Q. And what that's going to do is actually save everything we just flagged. So it won't save them until you hit Q. That's important. So if you close it for some reason, it's not going to save the flagged images. So we go into overexposed here. We have all the nice, really bright images that we wanted. So what we do now, because we don't really edit JPEGs, but we use them to find the ones we like. But what we need is the raw files. So here's what I do. I make a folder inside here for the raws. I'll usually name it. I like to name it like that. We'll grab the file path there. And so what this is going to do, we'll let it know I want all the raw files for the pictures we chose to end up here. And then I'll also let it know that the photos I chose are here. And you got to let the tool know where the raw files are too. So I'm going to say, look in this folder for the raw files. And then the images from here, compare the names to the images in here, and then put the raw files in there. That's basically how it works. So we'll hit run. Yeah, we only had a few pictures, so it only take a second. Go into where it was supposed to be, and now we have the raw files of the images we chose. So importantly, you can't sort through the raws directly through this one. You have to go through the JPEG. It's just a lot easier to set it up that way, and it's kind of nice to have both. But I would probably take this final folder to editing. That's where I might rename the files. You can do batch renaming here. Some other stuff. The rest of it's kind of self-explanatory once you get used to